Has anybody ever tried to truly ruin your life? I worked at Miller Honda. Nothing fancy about me. I wasn't one of those guys in suits playing mind games. I just showed up early, stayed late, and learned every feature of every car on the lot. The numbers didn't lie. I was top seller 3 months straight. That's when Shane noticed. Shane was the manager's nephew. This guy thought he was hot stuff because his uncle got him the job. He'd brag about being born to sell cars, but when customers came around, he'd just lean on his desk scrolling Instagram. While I was closing deals, he was posting selfies. When my sales kept beating his, Shane got nasty. Instead of trying harder, he decided to mess with me. First week of April, I finished this huge sale. 4 cars for one family. The Johnsons bought a Civic for their daughter, an Accord for mom, a Pilot for family trips, and a Ridgeline for dad's construction business. Biggest sale I'd ever made. Shane watched the whole thing from the break room window. Didn't even fake a smile. Monday morning, everything went wrong. HR called me in. Someone reported me for harassing customers. Anonymous tip. They said I was making inappropriate comments to female buyers. Complete garbage. I'd been nothing but professional. One phone call to the Johnson family cleared that up fast. Mrs. Johnson told HR I was the most respectful salesman she'd ever dealt with. Then my schedule got messed up. No more weekend shifts when foot traffic was high. No more Tuesday evenings when people shopped after work. Just dead hours on Wednesday mornings and Thursday afternoons. I asked my manager about it. He apologized, blamed the new computer system, promised to fix it. Nothing changed. 2 weeks later, I came home to find 2 CPS workers on my porch. My stomach dropped. They said they got a report about child neglect. Someone claimed I was leaving my 3-year-old son Danny alone while I went to work. They had specific details. They knew Danny's daycare name and said it was fake. They knew what time I dropped him off. They knew everything. I was shaking. My wife started crying. We showed them Danny's enrollment papers, his daily reports, photos of him playing with other kids. The workers were professional but thorough. They had to inspect our house. They had to interview Danny. The whole thing took 4 hours. That night after Danny was asleep, I remembered something weird. About a month earlier during lunch break, Shane made this random comment. We were talking about work stress, and he said, "You ever worry CPS might just show up at your door one day? You wouldn't believe how easy it is to file anonymous reports." I thought he was just making conversation. Now it made sense. I started paying attention. Really paying attention. Shane had been asking weird questions about my personal life, where Danny went to daycare, what time I picked him up, whether my wife worked. I'd answered because I thought we were being friendly. I watched him at work too. Caught him on the computer looking at employee files he shouldn't have access to. One of the secretaries, Maria, mentioned Shane had asked her how to file anonymous reports to government agencies. Said he was asking for a friend. I didn't go to HR this time. I went to a lawyer. My lawyer said what Shane did was harassment, defamation, and potentially criminal. Filing false reports to CPS is a felony. We started building a case. Security footage showed Shane accessing my personnel file. Maria gave a written statement about their conversation. The CPS workers confirmed the report contained specific details only someone with access to employee records would know. The dealership tried protecting Shane. They said I was being emotional and jumping to conclusions. They offered me a transfer to their other location across town. Said it would be better for everyone. But once CPS investigated and found Shane had made up everything with zero evidence, I had solid grounds for a lawsuit. The state was mad too. They don't like when people waste their time with fake reports about child abuse. I quit Miller Honda and filed the lawsuit. Took almost a year, but I won enough money to put a down payment on my own used car lot. Shane's used cars became Jason's auto sales.